Hello, and thank you to everyone out there who is doing their part to help the community, even if it involves being stuck at home and maybe getting a little bored. While schools in our area are out of session and many families are working out of their homes, the Fraser is planning to bring free, entertaining, and even educational content to you at home, to your phone and to your computer. We hope you enjoy. My name is Mick Sullivan, and I'm going to take you on a quick tour, maybe even sing a song or two, through an exhibit that is very near and dear to my heart. It's called Celebrating the Sounds of Kentucky, and it's a look at important moments and important people and the progression of music in the state of Kentucky. One of my favorite things to point out in this exhibit is this collection from the Mary Wheeler Archives in Paducah, Kentucky. Mary Wheeler was very ahead of her time. She was in Paducah, which was kind of on the crossroads of the Mississippi and the Ohio River, which meant there was lots and lots of river traffic. And anytime you have lots and lots of traffic, you have lots and lots of people from all sorts of places, and all of those people bring with them certain things, their unique things. And she was interested in the music that these people loved and would often sing as they worked. So as she would walk down by the pier, she would hear workers, roustabouts, singing songs. And they could have been a song from Cairo, Illinois, or Indianapolis, Indiana, or the middle of nowhere. And everyone had very specific and very unusual songs. So she took it upon herself to start documenting that. What you see in these frames is actually her handwritten music of what the person was singing, typewritten lyrics, as well as, and this is what's super, super cool, you actually get to see a photograph of each individual that was singing that song. It was really ahead of its time for the early 1900s, probably around 1910, 1920. And it's remarkable that this is preserved, and we're excited to share a portion of it. I hope you get the chance to come see it. Another person who is doing something very similar is a woman whose name might ring a bell with you. If not, it will soon. Mildred Hill was actually one of the very first women, one of the first people in America, really, to do a thorough study of African American music. She would hear people singing songs, work chants, even pushcart vendors who had a particular song that they would sing while they were selling their wares. And she started to document those, and it was actually published in the late 1800s. She actually had to publish it under a man's name, which was an unfortunate thing at the time. Anyway, it's pretty well documented. A lot of historians claim and believe that none other than Antonin Dvorak somehow had a copy of this publication, and some of the melodies that she wrote down, maybe here in Louisville, wound up in his very famous work, the New World Symphony. Now, of course, Mildred's sister, Patty, was one of the leading pioneers in kindergarten. Heather will be around later on this week, or she may have already posted, I'm not sure of the order that these are going up. But Patty, was one of the leading pioneers of kindergarten, and together they actually wrote, and this is probably the coolest object we have in the museum right now, they wrote a booklet of things, songs published for other teachers, and one of those songs, and this is handwritten by Patty, is the original manuscript to Good Morning to All. And you're like, Good Morning to All, yeah, great. Who cares? I don't know that song. But you do. It's actually the original Happy Birthday song. This is the original handwritten score for what would become Happy Birthday. Heather will tell you more about that. Now, probably my favorite story to tell in this exhibit is about Lillie Mae Ledford. Now, Lily's granddaughter lives here in Louisville and was kind enough to loan us these things. We actually have a dress. It's awesome. It's a really, really cool looking dress, and a fiddle that she played as well. Lily's story is really, really cool. She was from down around, I guess like around Red River Gorge, that part of, I think it's Powell County was where she was from. And as a young woman, she learned to play banjo from her father and acquired a fiddle, started to play. I think there are stories of her actually sneaking out of the house to go play dances because her mom wasn't really keen on that. But she became one of the most in-demand musicians, probably the best musician in her area. She actually relocated to Chicago as many people were going up there to get factory jobs. Bill Monroe, in fact, did that. But she didn't wind up in a factory job. She wound up as a live musician on a radio station, which was really cool. And through that, she met a producer and things steamrolled, and she wound up starting a band, or they built a band around her called the Coon Creek Girls. Now, the Coon Creek Girls had a really nice career, but one of the peaks of their career actually came in 1939 because the King and Queen of England were coming to America, and it was the very first time a king and queen had ever come to the United States. They were probably mad about the American Revolution, right? So anyway, Franklin Delano Roosevelt and Eleanor Roosevelt are hosting the King and Queen, and they put together an evening of American music. And one of the acts that they included, in addition to someone like Marian Anderson, was the Coon Creek Girls. And it is said, it's believed, I think there's pretty good documentation, that Franklin Delano Roosevelt was a big fan. In fact, there was one song in particular that he was a big fan of. It's a funny song, and I'm gonna sing it now. Okay, it's called How Many Biscuits Can You Eat This Morning? Which, you should probably not eat all of the biscuits, maybe save some. I don't know. See how you feel. Now, you may recognize the song because it's very much like the Crawdad song. So it's a call and response. If you guys want to try singing at home, you can. I'd also like to thank, by the way, my friend Julia Purcell, who taught me this song. So if you're gonna sing along, it's gonna go like this. How many biscuits can you eat this morning? This morning. That's you, okay? Ready? You'll get the rest. How many biscuits can you eat this morning? How many biscuits can you eat this evening? How many biscuits can you eat? 49 and a ham of meat this morning, this evening, right now. Oh, I love my wife and I love my baby this morning. I love my wife and I love my baby this evening. Love my wife and I love my baby. Love my biscuits soaked in gravy this morning, this evening, right now. Oh, make my coffee good and strong this morning. Make my coffee good and strong this evening. Make my coffee good and strong. Keep on bringing those biscuits on this morning, this evening, right now. Oh, how many biscuits can you eat this morning? This morning. How many biscuits can you eat this evening? How many biscuits can you eat? 49 and a ham of meat this morning, this evening, right now. Wow, 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 wow. Now, before we go, I want to show you this, which is probably my favorite guitar in the entire exhibit. And some of you at home will probably feel connected to this guitar. This guitar belonged to none other than Randy Atcher, the star of T-Bar V and Hayloft Hoedown. This guitar is gigantic. It might be the biggest guitar I've ever touched. It's really, really, really big. But think of all the things that it's seen. It's been through countless television shows. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody out there watching right now has been on TV with this guitar. In fact, we have a wall of pictures of people that people have sent in of them, probably like my mom and all my aunts and uncles were regularly on that show. If it was your birthday, you got to go on the show. It was a WHAS television program. So I don't know, if you got some time, you want to look through your photos, and if you have a picture of yourself on T-Bar V, we would love to see it. You and Randy and Cactus Jack. Look, I'll show you some. Come with me. Well, thank you for joining us for this music tour. We'll have plenty more content coming your way. Look for it daily. From our family at the Fraser to yours, we'll see you virtually until we can see you again in person. Thank you.